Hello, I'm back here again with another video. Before I start off, I'd like to give a shout out to Yechiel Shulman, and please help me with my English essay and look over. I'll share you the document. Okay, anyways, now on to today's video. I have two problems today. Both of them are from my math textbook, and this is pre-calculus problems. The first one I thought was quite difficult. I'm going to show you how somebody showed me to solve it, okay? So if you look at this at the beginning, you have a cosine over a different cosine, and then you prove that that's equal to a cosine of theta. So the first thing that you could do is multiply both sides by 2 cosine of 2 theta. That would give you, oops, sorry, it just got a little dark. Okay. That would give you cosine of theta plus cosine of theta plus 2 theta equals 2 cosine 2 theta times cosine theta. Okay? All you're doing is, as you'll see, I rewrote that cosine of 3 theta is cosine of theta plus 2 theta. And you can probably already guess why. It's because I'm going to use a formula to expand that so that it'll be easier to get rid of. Okay. So I'm not going to go over all the formulas in this video. I'm just going to tell you that all of that is equal to cosine of theta plus cosine of theta times cosine of 2 theta minus sine of theta times sine of 2 theta, which is all equal to, I'm not going to change anything on this side, I'm just going to keep it the same, because this form is quite helpful for now, at least. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both of the sides by cosine of theta. So over here, cosine of theta divided by cosine of theta, I get 1. And for all of this, I get cosine of 2 theta. Cosine of 2 theta, because this cancels out for that and it compensates for this. Minus, and sine of theta divided by cosine of theta is tangent, so it's tan of theta times sine of 2 theta, which of course is equal to 2 cosine 2 theta. Okay, now you can see that we've already made some progress from the beginning of the problem, and it's going to be a lot easier to do stuff from here. So this next step I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract cosine of 2 theta for both sides, just because I can, and it gets rid of extra elements that I don't need, which gives me this, and the other side is just cosine of 2 theta now, instead of 2 cosine of 2 theta, which makes it a lot easier to deal with. Okay, so as you'll see now, I'm just going bit by bit, just doing what I can, trying to expand on it, shorten it down, just, you know, the normal tactics that you normally see people do when they try and solve this stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to use another way of writing sine and cosine when there are 2 theta, so I'm going to try and write these all in terms of, or this one's going to be in terms of sine and cosine, but this one, cosine of 2 theta, if you didn't know, there are 3 ways that you can write that, and I'm going to use the one in terms of, entirely in terms of sine. So I get 1 minus tan of theta, tan of theta times 2 sine of theta times cosine theta equals 1 plus sine squared of theta. Okay, Now, right here, you might be able to see how we could solve it. First, I'm going to subtract 1. I'm going to subtract 1. And so that should leave me with this. I'm also going to move this 2 over here so that it's easier to deal with. 2 tan theta times sine of theta times cosine of theta is equal to sine squared cosine. Okay, I am also, if you'll notice, this one was a negative. I need to make it a positive. I wrote this incorrectly. That's my mistake. Sorry about that. Okay, from here, it's pretty self-explanatory how to solve it. I'm just going to go through it. And by the way, you can get rid of this minus because it's, sorry, I'm blanking out on it right now. It'll come to me in a second. Anyways, that's equals right there. Okay, anyways, I'm going to divide by 2 and by sine right here. So I get tangent times cosine is, because one of the sines and one of those cancel out, is equal to sine of theta. Since tangent is equal to sine times cosine, and then this is just cosine, that means that those both cross when they're multiplied, and you get sine is equal to sine, which proves this identity. Sorry I'm blanking out where that, I'm blinking out on why that negative goes away right there. Sorry about that. Is it a times? No, it's not a times. Whatever, I'm sorry about that. Comment down below if you can figure out the answer. I don't want to keep you guys waiting here while I solve it. Okay, now for this next problem. It's sine of 4 theta plus sine of 2 theta over cosine of 4 theta plus cosine of 2 theta equals tan of 3 theta. So I'm going to solve that using the sum to product formula. The sum to product formula is basically when you have like a sine of whatever plus a sine of whatever. And then I'll get that in really nice terms that helps it cancel out in this case. Okay, so sine of 4 theta plus sine of 2 theta. If you plug that into the formula, you get 2 sine of 3 theta times cosine of theta. And if you plug in cosine of 4 theta plus cosine of 2 theta into the formula, you will get 2 cosine 3 theta times cosine of theta. Okay, now from here, of course, equals tan of 3 theta. And I'm sure that by now you could probably already see how it's solved. You cancel out these and the 2's. And now, since sine over cosine is equal to tan, sine of 3 theta over cosine of 3 theta is equal to tan of 3 theta. Thank you very much, and comment down below anything I could do better and improve this video.